I got some better numbers for you for that.
33 fumbles, 94
Return
sacks.
Right.
I feel like this contract has been benefited by him being in a position where they know they can't do nothing else. They drafted him in the first round. His record, overall career record, 20-30.
Right. I've been saying this about Trevor Lawrence. He's the type of player, right? And we seen him all the time, where a dude is been surrounded by all this talent in high school, all this talent in college. He went to Clemson. Everybody was
Big
good.
time.
Backups.
He was a baller at Clemson.
Man, we
He
think
came,
that we
he
think
came into Clemson.
Trevor Lawrence signs a $275 million deal. It sounds kind of crazy, but when you think about the market, what the market is calling for, the fact that, I mean, what are the Jaguars' other options at this point in time? I don't think it's a bad deal. Did Trevor Lawrence deserve $275 million? Debatable. I got to hear what your thoughts are on it, Doug. How do you feel about Trevor Lawrence inking this 5-year deal?
I'll be brief. We all know in the marketplace, you get what the market gives you. You necessarily don't never get what you deserve.
Right.
I'm going to say Trevor Lawrence. I'm about to name my brother. Trevor Lawrence, he's getting compensated more than what he's worth. His career record is 20-30. He has, 50 touchdowns. Let me look at the stats real quick because I got them pulled up.
That's 12,000 passing yards.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 58 touchdowns, 39 interceptions. Completion percentage 63.8%. I mean, he's the middle of the pack quarterback, but he's being paid like a top 5 quarterback in the league. So that's all I have, man. Hopefully Jacksonville is good next season so they can justify giving him all that money. But I truly think that there was an opportunity to grab, a few years ago, not a Kirk Cousins. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I would say, okay, let's start here. We got to give Trevor Lawrence the benefit of the doubt. The Jacksonville Jaguars have not put a lot of weapons around him. Sure, they signed Calvin Ridley coming off of his suspension. They had him last year for one season. They've had Christian Kirk at receiver. They've had Ingram at tight end. They've had a few pieces here and there. ETN at running back, but they haven't really put the pieces together to give him an opportunity for this to be an elite team. I think working with what he's had, he's did a decent job, but at the end of the day, again, it's about timing. And for Trevor Lawrence, this was divine timing, right? Coming in the free agency or the possibility of going in the free agency at this point in time, and you see the contracts that have been dished out to Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, guys like that. And not to say that he's on that tier. He's not. But at the same time, a formidable quarterback is hard to come by.
We gotta think about. I think about where he was drafted at in the draft. No, first overall pick. For me, I don't need you to have crazy weapons around you. I need you to have decent players around you. You should be able to make them good. Look at the likes of Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
Hold on. Tom Brady is an anomaly, for one. For two, most top quarterbacks taking number 1 overall, don't pan out at all. More of them do not pan out than ones that do pan out. And again, they have been pretty decent. I mean, this is a team that has been either in the playoffs or on the cusp of making the playoffs several times in a couple of seasons. This is only going to be his 5th season? Am I right there?
I don't know about 5th season. I think this might be the 4th. Tell you in a second. Yeah, he's approaching his 4th season.
4th season, sorry.
Approaching.
So,
He got drafted in 2021.
when you look at what he brings, and again, Trevor Lawrence was a player that was to some extent a little overhyped because he's always played with really great players. When he was at Clemson, sure, he started as a freshman, he played well, but at the time, Clemson was going to national championships or competing in the playoffs, year after year, and he came behind a lot of great quarterbacks when he took the reins at Clemson. So the talent was there. Everybody was good that he was playing with. So, looking at it coming into his fourth season, I think it's a situation where we really don't know what Trevor Lawrence is going to give us, like career-wise, where he'll land. I'll say the ceiling is high. He has the arm. He has the capabilities. What we have to question though is the decision making, because I think you and I talked about it a few games last year. In the clutch, in crunch time, it doesn't seem like Trevor Lawrence has that dog, and he kind of folds under pressure. So, go ahead.
Let's take it a step further with the decision making. He has a propensity to get frantic in the pocket, but also hold the ball for a very long time. He's one of the highest sack players or quarterbacks in the NFL for the past few seasons.
Right.
And I can attribute all that to the offensive line. When you know that you're constantly being blitzed, you got to get that ball out. And you got the quarterback whisperer, Doug Peterson, as the head coach for the past 2 seasons, I think. So you need to be able to process the defenses a lot quicker at the line and make quick checks. And you got to get the ball out of your hand, and he's not doing that. And it's evident in the stats because he has a whole bunch of sacks over the past 3 seasons. He needs to be he's either not studying the way he should be studying. On top of that, he's not processing information quickly enough.
And the thing that perplexes me even more with that stat that you just threw out there, Doug, which is a great call out, is that he has wheels on him. He actually has decent enough speed that he can scramble. So when we're watching him sit in the pocket and kind of mull over what decision to make and end up getting sacked, it's like, why didn't you take off? So if I'm in the front office, those are things I'm thinking about. They kind of make me nervous about handing out this type of money to him. And, I think guarantee-wise, it's one of the highest guaranteed money deals in the NFL history, which I feel like every deal now we say that. I feel like almost every deal we say that.
Is it higher than Deshaun Watson's?
I want to say
Deshaun Watson got 200. He robbed them. Oh my!
And Deshaun Watson, but see, also you get paid off of what you already did. Deshaun Watson was very deserving of that deal. I gotta say, I say it every time. He was very deserving of that deal, and I think he's going to earn it. Seeing what the Cleveland Browns were able to do last year with Joe Flacco, I think Deshaun Watson is going to earn it. But I don't want to deviate too much and talk about this other Clemson quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. I think in the situation the Jacksonville Jaguars were in, they didn't have many other options. I mean, you could draft another young guy, try to develop him, hope that he's as good. But Trevor Lawrence does have that potential. So if I'm in that front office, I'm just hoping that we can put the pieces around him that he can play to his highest potential.
Well, let me close out on this thought, just from my perspective. I think the issue with Trevor Lawrence from day one is that he never had a veteran presence in that quarterback room to really guide and steer him in the direction that he needed to be going in. Because when he got there, you had Gardner Minshew, right? I think Minshew was there. Then he got traded to Indianapolis, and now he is in. Where is he now?
Las Vegas.
He's in. Was he in Philly too?
He's all over the place.
All over.
Everywhere.
Solid quarterback, but I mean, you can't be having y'all on the same. Y'all not the same level, but y'all around the same age. You need a veteran that's been there, done that, to be able to help cultivate his talent and give him the confidence that he needs to go out there and perform on a regular basis. And he just hasn't had that since he's been in the league. So maybe they can venture out and maybe find a veteran presence that can advise him and make sure that he's ready here mentally whenever he steps out on that field.
For sure. I think that would be their best bet. But we'll see. They put the money out there. Hopefully they'll put the pieces around him. And, I mean, again, with Derrick Henry leaving and going to the NFC North, although the Houston Texans have gotten considerably better, adding Stephon Diggs, they're going to be a huge threat, especially coming off of their playoff run last year. The Jaguars are in a division where they have an opportunity to do well and to make the playoffs. So we'll see how they do.